I'm really quite interested to be doing this discussion today. I'm calling it a review, but maybe it's not so much of a review because I don't really know how I feel about It Started in Naples. I wanted to watch this for three reasons. One, the plot sounded interesting, which I'll go over in a second. Two, Clark Gable. Three, Sophia Loren. I love Clark Gable. Well, that's a strong word. I'm quite a fan of Clark Gable, and I really wanted to see Sophia Loren in something, as I don't think I have, at least not in a long time. And Gable and Loren, completely brilliant. The plot it's kind of like a film of two halves, but not in the sense that the first half's great, the second half isn't, or vice versa. It's more like there are two threads to this plot, this narrative, and one of them is really good, and the other one just feels so out of place that it really kind of ruins a lot of the experience. So I'd be really interested to know what you think of It Started in Naples. And also the opening, I'll talk about what actually happens in a minute. But the opening to the film just has a completely different feel to the rest of it. And I don't know if that's because it doesn't necessarily start in Naples. I don't know. It's difficult to kind of work out where it went wrong. But it's not a bad film. It's not a good film. This was released in 1960, directed by Melville Shavelson, and written by Shavelson and Jack Rose. And as I said, it stars Gable and Sophia Loren. And the plot from IMDb is pretty reliable. It says, days before his wedding, a Philadelphia lawyer travels to Naples in southern Italy to settle the estate of his late brother, only to find that he has an Italian nephew who is being cared for by his maternal aunt, a cabaret singer. Okay, so obviously we have Gable travelling there and Loren as the aunt and this young boy. And to me, this young boy is fantastic. He is a brilliant little actor, and I think his interaction with Gable's character Michael is so lovely to watch. When Gable goes to Naples, and he goes to Italy, there are a lot of cultural differences, of course, and this young boy kind of introduces him to some of these and the contrasts to America, and it's really fun to watch. And there is this obviously like uncle nephew bond that starts to grow a little bit, and we don't necessarily know what's going to happen to this little boy, and it's really interesting to watch that boy's narrative. However, when we have the cabaret scenes, the scenes themselves are fine. The performances, Loren, great, really entertaining to watch, but they feel so disjointed and so out of place with the rest of the film that it feels like I'm watching two different films. Obviously, that was put in there to give the film more substance, so it's not just a very one-dimensional plot. It does have more than just uncle meets nephew, nephew talks about Italy. But I feel like they made the wrong decision with making her a cabaret singer. Maybe they were trying to go for the comedy. Maybe they wanted to make it more lively and musical. I don't know what the thinking behind it was. But to me, it was a very bad choice. And there are so many other avenues they could have gone down with that character of the aunt. But I'll be honest, they made the wrong choice and it doesn't work. But I think it's worth persevering, because the rest of the film is lovely. The scenery is really pretty, and as I said, the relationship with the uncle and the nephew, as that starts to bloom a little bit, it's very sweet to watch. So, do I recommend It Started in Naples? It's difficult, because it's very rare that I don't know whether or not to recommend a film. Did I enjoy watching this? 70% of it. Would I watch it again? No. So I'd say if you like the sound of it, watch it. But if you're just looking for a film recommendation, then there are so many other films that I could recommend. Certainly films with Clark Gable. So I'd say watch it if you think you will like it. But if you're on the fence, then definitely give it a miss. And if you have seen it, please let me know what you think. Have you actually been able to make up your mind about It Started in Naples?